Hey everyone, it's Deacon082. Welcome back to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team. In the last episode, we got a few friend areas, but we weren't actually able to recruit any Pokemon to join our rescue team. Maybe we'll be a little more successful here. Is that the place? Is this the place where that team named Pokepals is based? Oh, these guys look like nice people. There's nothing here. Depressing, isn't it? Who'd run a rescue team from a dump like this? Unbelievable. Who are you people? Who are you people? Oh, over there, a mailbox. Luckily, we didn't have any missions. It's not like they're gonna find anything in this box. Wait, we actually got rescue job offers? I think they're stealing nothing, or maybe they're stealing our spam messages or something. These guys are a rescue team, but they're never up to any good, so they just kind of pretend they're a rescue team, and maybe they're going to use that to dominate the world sometime. So they're raking in the cash and adding into their gang. They got 2 poison types, so you know they're up to no good. Their name is Team Meanies. You know what they're up to just from their team name. Like, you know what we're up to. We're Pokepals. All the Pokemon become our pals. And Sparky's so sad because our mailbox is empty, when really, there was nothing there before. So, but hey, Pelipper's here, so maybe we'll get a new message. Maybe or it's probably just Pokemon news, but maybe there will be something good in here. Okay, let's see what we got. Today we have, okay, so you can actually get missions in your mailbox, the same way you get them in the post office. A Pidgey is lost in Mount Steel, so we'll accept that. You can get rid of them later. So you see here we have several missions we can do, but we should be able to proceed with the story now. Let's see what happens. You'll get random days where you're just asked to do missions, and you don't have actually anything to do. Okay, so now I'm going to take this opportunity to buy these Reviver Seeds, because they didn't let me buy any in the last episode because it skipped ahead to the next day. So we'll buy 2 of them, and we're in good shape. Do you have a Warp Orb by chance? No, they don't. Okay, they have Escape Orbs. It's sometimes helpful to pick one up if you get in a bad spot, but they're not very useful this early on. So we'll store in some items and see what's going to happen today. Okay, it looks like just another mission day. I thought there were, like, more storyline days, but it looks like they're just gonna throw missions at us. Maybe something will start when we go back here. Apparently not, so let's see, what else could I do today to advance the day? Probably nothing. So what we're actually gonna do, well, in the last episode we got Magnemite, so I felt bad for not using him. Let's actually go visit. So let's see, what can we do? We can tell him to join the team. Okay, now you are allowed up to 4 members in your team at a time, and you have to have your starter and your partner. So you can take 3 into a dungeon, and you can recruit 1 extra. So I picked up 3 Thunderwave Cave missions, so they're worth the most because we can do 3 at once. So let's go in, and this time we're going to have Magnemite with us. Okay, and then Magnemite's set up just like any other ally Pokemon would be. You get several moves you can use. We got Tackle and Thunder Shock. We can check them out. You also have to set their IQ and Tactics if you want to use something different for them when you bring them in play. And I'm going to tell Sparky, because Sparky is more than good enough to fend for himself right now. So I'm going to say, Sparky, go after foes. And, yeah, you should probably use Quick Attack too. Okay, so we got to do that little setup here. And then we got old Peace Soul over here doing work. I didn't actually check what level he was. So Magnemite starts off at level 6, which isn't very high. But as you can see, he gets both of his abilities, so it'll be kind of helpful. But we just have a few really easy missions to do, and we've already seen Thunderwave Cave a few times. So, I don't think anything interesting is going to happen here. So, I don't know. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else I can show off that I haven't yet. Okay, so moves like Growl have a range of the entire room. So it lowered all of our attack powers of all our teammates at once. So that's really not good, especially if there are multiple enemies in the room that are going to use Growl together. You can get in a bad spot where everybody's attack is lowered just beyond usable levels, and then if you don't have any special attacks, you're in trouble. Okay, so we're on to floor 3. Sparky can take care of a lot of these enemies on his own. Magnemite probably could too, since this is a really easy dungeon. Alright, so a lot of Graveler Rocks. We're looking for a client here on the 3rd floor. And there he is. There's our good buddy Poochiana, who's apparently lost or something. Oops. Okay, so we have 3 of these. They're really simple. I guess I'll just cut to the end of this, and maybe we can do some storyline stuff in this episode too. Oh, okay, so this is recruitment. When you defeat a Pokemon and you have their friend area, there's a chance that they'll want to join the team, so why not? Let's just have a team of electric types. We got a Voltorb. I'm not going to give it a nickname. I don't really plan on using it, but we can see Magnemite here. We'll have it only use Tackle. And this Voltorb, whatever, he's level 3, so he's really weak. If we want him to level up, we have to keep him away. So you'll also notice green hearts versus red hearts. Green? Did I really say green? Come on. Yellow hearts. Okay. With yellow hearts, if you say farewell, they will go back to the friend area. If you say farewell to somebody else that you haven't cleared a dungeon with, they're gone forever. So that's quite a difference. So for a Pokemon to actually join your team, you have to recruit them in the dungeon and then complete the dungeon with them, which can sometimes be a lot of work, especially if you get like in a bad situation and you're kind of stuck. So hopefully I don't get too many more distractions. You also cannot recruit with a full team of 4 because they won't be able to finish the dungeon, because you can't have more than 4 in your team at the same time. Okay, so we got through Thunderwave Cave there. Let's check out our rewards for this mission. We get a Matzelitzer, and from the next one, we get a Cherry Berry and Graveler Rock 10. So that's actually pretty nice. And then the Pinsir, who randomly got lost in Thunderwave Cave, gives us 10 more Graveler Rocks. I mean, there's no reason to ever need more than like 20. So they'll just go to our PC and stay there forever. And the Pokemon we recruited in that dungeon, Voltorb, is now an official member of our rescue team now that he made it through. You can actually mix and match team members if you recruit one but don't take them all the way through, and maybe you recruit another one later in the dungeon. But then you won't get to actually keep them on your rescue team. Zippo, Sparky! Oh, it's Caterpie again. How have you been? Please help my friend. I was playing with my friend Metapod, but Metapod got lost in the woods. He's still lost out there. Oh, I see. That does sound bad. Hey, it's Team Meanies. Such a great rescue team. I mean, they're probably stronger than us. They have 2 evolved Pokemon there. Maybe we should just let them have the rescue job instead. Because our amateur level skills probably aren't enough. Like, Metacham's gotta be at least level 30 something. Gengar's probably at least 25 if he follows like normal evolution level requirements and stuff. As long as somebody gets to rescue him, we're good. So Gengar's gonna do this, even though Caterpie doesn't really have any money for a reward. Gengar looks like he's up to no good. Caterpie would be the perfect member for Team Meanies. Just look at that adorable face. He's gonna be a big wheel in Team Meanies, and then Team Meanies is just gonna like fall from grace. Not that they ever had any grace. So, it looks like we're both going to rescue Metapod. Okay, so that actually unlocks a new dungeon for us. So we don't have to do these things yet. And I'm gonna go check my items, and then we'll start off into that dungeon because I don't know how much time we have, but I kind of want to get one in. Okay, so we're back. I picked up a lot of items and some new missions, and we're off to Sinister Woods, which is where Metapod is lost in. This must be it. Metapod's lost somewhere in these woods. Gengar's gang should be in there already. We need to hurry. Alright, so we gotta make it to the back and rescue Metapod before Gengar's team does, and I brought in our good friend P-Sol for this mission. Now, one of the only kind of bad things is in this game is you don't get a lot of inventory space. You only get 20 items total, which means, well, most of these dungeons you're gonna be picking up more than 20 items, so you're not gonna get to keep most of the things you find unless you use them. So, like these orange berries I'm picking up, unless we need them, they're probably not going to be with us very long. Alright, so we have all kinds of grass types in here. There might be a chance I can recruit one or two of them because I bought another friend area in town. I bought Mount Deep Green, which is actually just the cheapest one on the board. I don't know what's actually in there. The only thing it says is in there is Geodude, which that really doesn't tell us much, because we only know one Pokemon, and you don't get to find out what Pokemon live in the friend areas until you have seen the Pokemon. Okay, so that's a brown gummy. Now, brown gummy is ground type, I believe? Yes, it is. So, ground type, because of how gummies work. Now, let's see if I can figure out how to do this. I mean, there has to be an easier way, but I can't figure out how to do it. So, we are going to give this one to Sparky, because ground is super effective on electric, so a brown gummy naturally would... Actually, it doesn't work exactly how I thought, so I must be thinking of only the later games have that mechanic of the super effective for gummies, but still, it's still a good gummy to give to it. You just want to give them a gummy that isn't bad for them. So, generally you're going to want to increase your partner's IQ more at the beginning, because your partner's pretty stupid, to be honest. Now, I don't know about Magnemite, to be honest, because, I mean, I really don't want to have two electric types running on the team all the time. Oops. There we go. Okay, so Ember cuts corners, which you can use to get away from those pesky Centrists that like to run away. Depending on the path they take, you can sometimes get away from them. I can finish it off with a Graveler Rock. Long range as long as it hits. And there's level 11. Paul's gonna catch up sometime. I mean, eventually he's gonna catch up in level to the rest of us. But I just don't know if I'm going to keep using him because I already have an electric type on my team. And you can't ditch your partner, sadly. I mean, not that I would want to, because Sparky's good. Alright, so Sinister Woods is another reason why a Fire-type starter is great, because you get super effective moves on pretty much every Pokemon in here. We got Cascoon, Silcoon, Weedle, Kakuna, not Weedle, but like all the Cocoon Pokemon can't move, actually. I don't know how that works if you have them on your team. I assume if you go into a dungeon and like... Okay, so, spoiler alert, later on in the game you can change the leader of your team. You can't do it until much, much later. But I'm assuming if you have like a Cascoon as your leader, I mean, you have to be able to move through the dungeon. It just wouldn't work if you couldn't. Okay, but if they couldn't move as your teammate either, that would be bad as well. Sparky found a Centrist, so He's just gonna go off and do his own thing. That's fine. I mean, Sparky's not gonna die in here. And in the super roundabout way, going to every possible room, we managed to find the stairs finally. Okay, so that's 5 floors down. We're on to 6. Is there a way to see how many floors the place has? I don't think there are. So that's unfortunate. Also, these silkins and stuff using Harden. Sparky's gonna try to finish it off from a distance with quick attack. Alright. Let's make it really that long of a hallway and it's a dead end. That's just dumb. Now, different dungeons have like... I mean, it's obviously all random, but different dungeons have different floor layouts sometimes. So you'll see certain dungeons having these really long hallways, and certain dungeons will have like, I don't know, the best way I can describe it is like an X, but like with many branches in that X. So like almost all hallways and then the rooms on the edges. Sinister Woods is kind of in between. You've got a lot of long hallways that don't go anywhere, which means that if you can't find the path you're supposed to go on, like this is the room we started in. That whole left side's a dead end. We have to make it all the way back. Okay, so I'm going to use a Matzelitzer here because we kind of really need these fire type moves. Maybe I should like use Scratch on Sentret and stuff because I'm not going to get super effective with either move. But then again, I don't want the Sentrets running away, so... Alright, I think Sinister Woods is 8. It might be 9 or 10. But we have some good Pokemon in here like Scyther. Now let's see, how should I do this? Sparky's just going to walk up to him, so I'm going to have him come to us. Ooh, boy, that's not good. You know, I want to get it, so... Okay, there we go. And then we get super effective Ember to kill it. It'd be nice to recruit something like Scyther, just because it's really powerful. Magnemite got a ton of HP, wow. The level growths are like nothing like in the main series. Gold Gummy, that's for Psychic types, I believe. But notice our inventory is already full, so... Wait, when did we get a Clear Gummy? Clear Gummy is Ice type. I'm gonna eat the Clear Gummy just to see how this works. Okay, Clear Gummy does not work very well for us because Ice is not very effective on fire. So we get a Gold Gummy. I'm just gonna pick that up, and we're on to the 9th floor. I kind of think there are 10 here now. Pikachu should be able to finish that off with Thunder Shock. Okay, good. Magnemite could probably handle it too, just because it's resistance. Magnemite being a Steel type is really nice because it resists every Pokemon's normal attack. Okay, so now this Green Gummy is not going to be very good for us, but we have so many apples. And the apples haven't even been useful for us yet. Now Paul picked it up as his actual item. Now there's a Hurl Orb on the ground. Sometimes I just like to use these. Because, I mean, they're just on the ground. I don't really know what that did, but it works. It kind of threw him away. But there was nowhere to throw it, so that was kind of weird. Okay, so we're finishing up here. This is going to be 9 floors. And 10 floors. Yeah, this place is around 10 floors. It's pretty big. It's the biggest dungeon so far. Wait, what's going on? Okay. It zoomed out to Sparky while we were taking damage. So I didn't really know what was going on. Also, having to constantly maintain the small inventory in this game is kind of difficult. So, like, we don't need any of these apples. Apple, by the way, refills your belly because you will get hungry as you continue through dungeons. But, it takes a lot of floors for you to get hungry. So it's really not that great this early on. Like, it's not helpful at all. Like I'll show you my belly. It's at 53 out of 100. through, and we're on the 11th floor of a dungeon. So really only in bigger dungeons does hunger ever become a factor. But, oh, it does become a factor later on. Alright, so we got another Scyther. I can attack this around the corner. Unfortunately, we miss. Okay. Hoping to find the stairs soon, because I believe this is the last floor of the dungeon. I think it's 11, it might be 12. Slackaw's actually a really tough Pokemon, if you could imagine. The way Truant works in this game is it can attack every turn, but once it uses a move, it can't attack, and it has to pause for a turn. Actually, it might be more than one turn in this game, but we are having some bad luck exploring this time. This isn't going to work too well. We can't find the stairs. Oh, there they are. Okay. This is going to be the final floor of the dungeon, I believe. Or is there one more? There's one more. It's actually 12. My god. This is a big place. Okay, as soon as I find the stairs, I'm going to call it an episode. Because something is going to happen, and I'm going to hold the episode off there. So let's see. Oh, well, Pikachu got lost. Now this is also kind of weird, because I want Pikachu to eat this, but how can I make him eat this? We can give it to him. Is he gonna actually eat it, though? No, he's not. Oh, there he goes. Sparky finally eats the cherry berry. Wait, I have another theory to test. I'll test it. I'll test it later, because Pikachu cannot hit this thing. He finally hits it. Come on. Good job, Pikachu. Come on, I want to end the episode. And Pikachu's just delaying it. Okay, so next time on Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team, we are going to go up these stairs and rescue Metapod, who's supposedly lost at the end of this dungeon. So this has been Deacon082, and I'll see you guys next time.